Let me get in now. Let me get in now. Let me get in now. What it do, YouTube? This is your boy PY, and we are back with another Avengers Endgame video. And this is going to be my 5 reasons of Avengers Endgame. Sorry about that. Disappointments. My 5 gripes I have against this movie. My 5 what the heck was this reasons of the movie. My 5 they could have did a whole lot better reasons with this movie. And my 5 like what's going on reasons I have with this movie. And we're going to start from the low to my main gripe of the movie. So the first one we're going to start with, which is going to be number 5, but we're going to go 5 to 1. So number 5, the whole setup of Infinity War that led us into Endgame was the stones, correct? And the gauntlet. So why in Endgame, when Tony is fighting Thanos, like at the last part of the movie when they're fighting, why was it so easy for him to just knock the stones out the glove? What if they have done that in Infinity War? Nobody would have got, nobody was been dust. Like, that's like really, like, as watching the movie, I was just like dumbfounded, like, dang, why didn't they do that to prevent the first snap? I was like, that sucks. It's kind of showing that, hey, we just kind of made another movie. We could have ended it in a way. I mean, to me, I just felt like y'all should have done that in Infinity War. I mean, I get it. It's a movie. You gotta make more money. You gotta make a part 2, etc. So, you know, it was just like when they did it, it wasn't like nobody came up with a great idea, nothing like that. It was just like, yo, he did it, and it was like, wow, like they could have, instead of like trying to take his glove off in Infinity War, yo, everybody just went up in there and just knocked the stones out the man's hand, you know. So that is definitely one of my gripes with this movie. That, sorry about that. Number 4. My number 4 gripe with this movie is the main villain. Yes, Thanos, the mad Titan himself. In Infinity War, Thanos was introduced to us as this guy. At first, you know, before we actually got to know him, he was this guy that pretty much just was on a mission to literally snap and get all of the Infinity Stones to pretty much wipe out half of the planet. I mean, half of the beings in the galaxy, pretty much. And we got to know why he felt that way, like how he even told his home planet, like, yo, I have a solution to where we can fix this so nobody could ever go hungry again, and etc. Like that. So they thought he was mad and crazy and stuff like that. So we kind of like got his journey in Infinity War, and leading up into Endgame, which in the beginning of the movie, he tells Thor and everybody that jumps on him and stuff like that, that, yo, the reason why you saw the other spurs of another spurs of the same thing that happened on Earth is because I used the stones to pretty much destroy the stones. And he was pretty much talking, and then Thor cuts his head off, right? So the villain in this movie is Thanos, but it's the past Thanos. So this is the Thanos with his complete army. I mean, Ebony Maw, the Doctor, whatever the chick and the dude was, and you know, that big alien monster dude. So he pretty much has everything that he already has. He even got Nebula, and he even got Gamora on his team. So nobody even betrayed him yet. He has pretty much his entire army, right? And even with all that, it was rushed. I felt like he was just there, you know? I mean, you could hate me and disagree, but this Thanos was rushed. I didn't feel like any like sympathy or like just, I didn't really feel like a connection with it. I just felt like, yo, he was just there just to have a villain because we killed the real one in the beginning of the movie. Let me explain. So here's my gripe, right? How in the heck was Thanos able to use the Pym particles so easily? I mean, no test run. Okay, I'll give you this. Let's say even if he saw the memories of Nebula, right, to use it, how? I mean, there was really no explanation on how he was able to. Oh, let me use this to shrink my ship. Like, I can get it. Like, oh, they showed him how to go through the time machine, like go back to the quantum realm to come out of the world. I can get that, but to shrink his ship so he can come out on the other side into our future, so he can bring his whole entire army and his ship through the. Come on now, yo, that was kind of bad writing, if you ask me. I mean, there was literally like no explanation. He was just like, yo, let's get in an ain't show him preparing for it, and like it was just like boom, he's there, go to the thing. So, and like I said, him as a villain in this movie was nowhere near as good as he was in Infinity War. And I feel like the reason why, because I feel like maybe they was like, okay, Infinity War was his movie. This is our 11th year anniversary of Avengers, and we're ending it. So I'm gonna make this be more of like kind of like our main characters in a way. So actually, to me, I feel like Thanos was a throwaway character. Well, my third reason that I have a problem with Avengers Endgame is, okay, Brie Larson, aka Captain Marvel, right? Now granted, that's another story. I didn't really care for the movie, right? The first one. I mean, it was okay, but you know how Nick Fury lost his eye and she's like OP and you know. Anyway, my gripe with this movie is, right, so at the end of her movie, it was a credit scenes of her joining the Avengers. I mean, not joining the Avengers, but she, you know, they was calling her through the beeper thing, and she comes flying in. Nobody knew who she was. So she just showed up. Where's Fury, right? Granted. So the way they teased that, like she was going to be a major part of the movie. She was in that thing maybe about 6 minutes, man. I mean, the movie, she just made $1 billion, and you know they made it seem like she was gonna be like a key part of defeating Thanos, and you know, she was like super sidelined, man. Like bad. I really think she was in the movie for like maybe 3 minutes. Okay, no, I'm sorry, not 3 minutes. Maybe 6 minutes. So 3 minutes when she goes saves Tony from outer space, from floating. She gets there, they talk, you know, they show you later trailers. Thor does his little hammer thing, boom. I like this one, you know. And then this one when she like, oh, she goes scouts the planet that Thanos is on in the beginning of the movie. They all go up in there, busting on the door. She chokes him out, and then you know they pretty much cut his head off. That scene is maybe not even 5 minutes of all that. Like literally, the way I broke it down to you, it's like literally like the scenes that she was just in. Then, okay, wait, we did see her when they had in the future. 5 years later, it was in the future. She was on the little teleprompter thing, like the console, and she was like, oh, I won't be able to come because I'm doing some other stuff right now, but if you need me, you know, really need me, let me know. Then she ain't in the movie all the way until we get to the end. Pretty much like when everybody comes back that was dead, she comes out of nowhere because Thanos is trying to, he got annoyed, so he was trying to blow up the planet. And he's shooting at the planet, and all of a sudden the ship started shooting up in the sky because here comes Captain Marvel, comes down, tearing up the ship and stuff like that. So literally, that's maybe like, the way I'm saying, that's probably like maybe about 30 to 40, 50 seconds. Okay, I'll give you a minute on that one, right? Boom. Then all of a sudden, she give me, it's like Iron Man has, not Iron Man, Spider-Man. He has the Infinity Gauntlet, and she's like, yo, give it to me, kid. So she gets it, boom, and she's running through monsters and stuff, like, you know, like she Adrian Peterson. She just, but it's like super fast with the thing, right? Then all of a sudden, Thanos comes out of nowhere, and you know, sends her flying. So she tussles with him. That's literally maybe 15, 10 seconds. So he heads bursting, and she looking like, yo, that's the best you got. So then he say, okay, boom. So he takes the stone, the power stone, out of the Infinity Gauntlet, puts it in his other hand, socks her butt all the way across the field somewhere, and that's the end of Captain Marvel. Really. Supposedly the most powerful hero that Avengers MCU movies was producing, and your homegirl was in the movie for about 6 minutes. If y'all don't think that's a dang on problem, I'm here to tell you, it's a problem. Now, number 2. Y'all remember in that opening scene of Avengers Infinity War, where everything on the ship was tore up, people was dead. You got my boy Itch's elbow all laid out, looking like a homeless man and stuff like that, asking for some change, you know what I mean? And you know, Loki he's like, you know, we have the Hulk. And Hulk comes out that thing, bang, 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 put Thanos up against the wall, and then after that, you know, Thanos on playing on drum. He's gonna boom, boom, hit that boy with a 2-piece, hit him in the throat, choked him out, you know what I mean? Hit him up, you know, that stuff ain't no joke. So he pops him in the throat and pretty much just lays the Hulk out, right? Why did you give us Professor Hulk? Okay, even if you gave us Professor Hulk, right? Why did he not get his revenge on Thanos the way Thanos did Hulk? You can't lie, guys, and say you was not waiting on Hulk to go Hulk smash on Thanos' butt. Even if he would have got beat up after that. It's just the point, it's the principle. It's the principle to see Hulk put them hands on Thanos for what he did to him. Oh my God, that was so horrible. That was so horrible. And that's my biggest gripe. One of my biggest gripes with that, man. The way they did my boy Hulk, being a professor. Even when they went back into time, he was trying to, you know, he was like, oh, that when he saw his old self in the past, he was like, dang, I can't believe I was like that. And you know, Cap told him, well, you can go ahead and smash. He's like, he picks up something from a car and throws it, you know, just like soft acting like he was mad, but he really wasn't. You know, he was kind of like low-key appalled of how he used to act. Like he was like, ugh, damn, I acted like that. Even if he did that throughout the movie, not to see him get mad and want to put them hands on Thanos, man, or not even Thanos, even if he wanted to put I know, not granted, I know he snapped his finger to bring everybody else, so his arm was, you know, but his gamma radiation is like, in the comics, that arm would have been healed, or even if it wasn't, okay, say that the guy that told him, all right, Hulk would have been like super mad, boom, my arm, and he would have been out there, one army niggas, one army, you know what I mean? He'd been out there smashing everything with one hand. To have him sidelined in the biggest fight of the MCU history after that was just, oh my God. They made Hulk look like I did not like the way they did my boy Hulk. Oh man, I did not like the way they did my boy Hulk. But my biggest gripe with this epic movie is my second favorite hero of Avengers, Marvel. the cinematic universe it is. How in the hell, the hell do you give us fat Chris Hemsworth? You gave us fat Thor. Oh my God. Y'all gave us fat Thor. Thor in Avengers Infinity War, where Thanos made him look like he was nothing, putting a power stone to his head, like, yo, you don't give me the Tesseract, he going out, you know. Then Thor telling him, yo, you gonna pay for that, you know what I mean? Then after he gets the Stormbreaker, I mean, he comes through Infinity War. When he gets the Stormbreaker, boom, the Bifrost, he comes out there, bring me Thanos, slanging and killing and tearing everything up out there, right? Then he gets his revenge, and in the beginning of the movie, he takes Thor's head off. I mean, he takes Thanos' head off, right? And then you say this man goes on depression 5 years later, and he's fat. An Asgardian king, king of Asgard, mighty Thor, Mjolnir, and Stormbreaker, king of kings. We get fat ass Thor. That hurt my heart, man. I almost wanted to cry. Like, I know a lot of people was crying because a lot of stuff was going on in the movie, but when I saw him, and then you had the nerve to give us fat Thor still with both hammers and trying to fight the Mad Titan at the end like he was going to actually do something. Thor was getting his butt kicked. All those damn carbs in his stomach. Oh my God. I mean, if you're going to make him look like Odin, at least he could have had the Odin Force. So he could have been, you know, super powerful or something. Oh man, that was like a gag or something. That was just, I guess that was just supposed to be like for fun and giggles. I mean, when they were showing him when he had both of the hammers, at least from the chest up, he looked pretty badass. I didn't have a problem with the beard and the hair because he actually looked like a Viking. But when he was out there fighting Thanos and they showed that blood on the side he was swinging, I was just like, it kind of took me out the movie. I'm like, oh my God, are you serious, dude? Oh man, that was so horrible. And then on top of that, of course he's fat. He can't really fight like how he was. He gets his butt kicked. Like, Captain America had to throw an audible. Like, you know, let me, hold on, fat boy, let me get the hammer. Because you can't swing it like you were swinging it before. So let me help you out. And we gonna get it done. Man, that was, bro, I couldn't believe how they did Thor in this movie. That was like, I was like furious. Like, I mean, I was chilling after the movie, but every time I saw that fat pig in a blanket dude, I was mad, man. I was like, bruh, they did my boy Chris Hemsworth dirty in this movie. It was just like, he's like a comedic relief in a way. I mean, yet you didn't have, you know, Batista in it, so he couldn't do all the comedic stuff and stuff. It was just, yeah, I'm getting upset again thinking about it right now. So, yeah, that's my number one biggest gripe with this movie. In fact, I'm actually gonna walk away. That hurt.